told him what God had him to tell him. He went into the city, and I'm going to tell you what, he had done it with a great conviction of God. And say, how do you know that? Because they heard what God had to say. You can't go in speaking words and expect great things if it ain't of God. You can have the sweetest tongue in the world. It ain't going nowhere unless it's blessed by God. So he went in and he labored for the Lord. And boy, he was telling them all what was coming. They heard his call. They repented. It should have been a time of great rejoice for him. He got sore because he didn't realize that God had sent him to labor into the people. See, he was looking at them as a different class of people. Jonah was maybe on this little high horse. Sometimes we get that way. He was looking down upon them folks. He would say, they ain't as good as I am. And that ain't what the Bible says, but I'm just reading into it here. You know, they're not as good as I am. They're sinners. They've done this. They've done that. But see, Jonah stopped. And he didn't stop to think when God called upon him how far he ran. Is that not the same as sinning? Oh, it says in the Bible, to be one of God's children, you have to be obedient. So therefore, he was not a child of God if he was not being obedient. And so therefore, Jonah kind of forgot all of his past and all the things that he had done and was just looking upon this city. Saying, my, Lord, you're sitting here, you blessed them, you saved them. Why? Are they worthy? We do the same today. We say, Lord, why do you want me to give to them? Are they worthy? Should I do this just because you asked me to do it? You know, I know them people. I know what they've done. I know what they're going to do. But see, the Lord, he wants us to look deeper and see what resides within. And that's a soul that seeks salvation. The same thing our soul seeks. It don't matter what they dress like. It don't matter what they drive. It don't matter where they go to church. I don't care what name's above the door. Their soul longs to be with the Lord. It may not even know it sometimes. That's why we go out to share the love for others. And if we stand back and say, you know, you're not worthy of my time because I'm God's people, and if you're not a Baptist or you're not this, I'm not wasting my time on. Guess what? You're even more lost than they are. God would have us to love all. And I think that's what we need to do. For this message of Jonah, you know, boy, he had some ups and downs. But I believe Jonah got the message at the end. You stop and think about your life and how maybe sometimes we look at other people. Maybe you see the beggar standing on the side of the road and you think, you know what? That old beggar needs to get a job. Or maybe you go by the soup kitchen and you see the line that's coming out the door and around the corner. And you think, I bet you half them people don't need it. You know what I would say? You're probably right. But it's not our place to cast that stone. It's our place to minister unto them as we would anyone else. That's a follower of God. We're going to get ready to have an